No, that will be done later. Yeah.
Namaste, everybody. I am privileged today to be here and talking to you. I thank the Indian Consulate General over here, Vishwasji Sarkar, for his presence. And of course, we are blessed by the presence of Swamiji from Bharat Sewa Ashram here. Look, I will not be talking long, as I have been asked 5 minutes. I will try to do that. We have activity in 17 countries, as Darshanji has also already mentioned. And there are, in last couple of years that we started, like in Guyana, we hold, Sewa International holds a blood donation drive every year, annually, and that's the highest single blood donation drive on a day. Last year, the Guyana has population of less than 700,000, and they donated 309 units of blood. Probably the largest in the whole of Caribbean. It's a similar record for Trinidad. We have 17 chapters, and every chapter I can talk of, because the National Sewa Day that was celebrated last year in UK, Britain, was one of the sponsors was ex-Prime Minister Tony Blair. While he was speaking, delivering a lecture, he appreciated the efforts of Indian community and Sewa International in serving the local NGOs. That's how it has been working. However, I will be talking about what I visited in November last year, 2010. It was right almost 1.5 years after the end of war in Sri Lanka. The whole of Northeast, was devastated by that war for 24 years. It was a long, long night. For the kids, for the women, everybody had the trauma of war. And my visit, we are trying to serve there the community, Northeast. They have all the problems over there. Indians are there. They are trying to serve. Government of India also has pitched in. They have sent material, money, everything. And yet, there are things that we need to understand and consider. Next. Look, this country, Sri Lanka, is a beautiful country, plentiful nature. If somebody has read Sri Ramayana, he will understand. Because Valmiki says this is heaven on earth. I love visiting Sri Lanka. It's so bountiful nature over there. And it's all green, lush green, all over the Sri Lanka. And that's how it is, plentiful nature. Yeah, next. Precious culture. Both the communities, Sinhala or Tamil, are equally long, have been there, for that period, for thousands of years. Might be 2,000, might be 3,000, whatever they say. Both the communities have been there, and yet they are at loggerheads, and that's the problem. But their culture is really precious. They have excellence, they have intelligence, especially in the Northeast. You find as you travel, their culture is bountiful. It's fabulous. Wherever I go, I meet people, I talk to them, I experience the culture. Yeah, next. Look, through those 24 years, and somewhere in between, these kids who were there, they suffered. The schools were not there. They had no food. They have seen their own kith and kin being killed, and yet they were still as normal as that. They were joyous that the long night is over. The dawn has come up, set in. And that's where we were talking to them, we were with them. There are many institutions which have come up, starting to serve the orphans. Believe me, there are close to 90,000 orphans in the whole of Northeast. There are 45,000 young widows between 20 and 35. That is disturbing scenario. Who will help them? Who will make them stand on their own? What will happen to the children's education? That's the challenge. Yeah, next. That is a wounded civilization. more than almost 2.5 decades of war has left orphan children, widows, disabilities. There are mines all over. It's 1.5 years. I will show you another slide. There is a photograph, and there are still live mines. You know, people are even now. Whoever enters into those fields, though they are marked, if they are there, houses destroyed, villages after villages were bombarded. Only walls remain. Even if walls remain, there are bullet holes all over. So it shows, walking into that disturbs our mind. It's like that. Suicide rate among the youth is highest. There is no way to go ahead. Memories of war and pain are really painful. Right, next. Look, this is how it looks at every village. Almost looks like this. That was the Shiva Mandir destroyed. Here is a house. Here there are houses over there and bullet mass over there. This is a huge water tank in Trincomalee which was pulled down. As it is, it was cut from the base. As a solid structure, it went down and it lies there. There is politics on both sides. Retreating LTTO pulled it down. The Sri Lankan government wants it as a memory against LTT. The hatred is on both sides. That's how it disturbs. Yes, next. The northeast of Sri Lanka has a lot of cattle, and their masters are not there. They are orphaned. They are moving all over there. Nobody to take care of them. It's like that. And here is a minefield that I talked about. It's all over. Kirinochi we visited, Mulaidevu we visited. Traveling to that part is not allowed for anybody else, but for our organizations, relations over there with army. Army controls everything. Nobody can enter into that. Travel by road. People may travel to Trincomalee by a flight, but not on the road. And we were allowed just because, and we could find all this, how it looks like that. Next. Yeah, Darshan. Look how people live there. These are the first one on the right is a shanty. That president of a village, Sarpanch, what we call back home, lives in. He might be having a big house. There is a school which has 2,000 students being held in those tents, the 2 number. There is a residential tent over there. That's how people still live there. And there is an ashramam run by a sadhu who is almost 80 now. But then he runs 2 orphanages. One has 233 boys. It is for the boys, and the other has 299 girls. This big community is there that meets, and somehow they don't get funds from outside. They are unable to. Yet they are struggling to feed these mouths. They are struggling to educate them. That's how they are living. Next. Here are some of the, of course. These are the pictures. The top 3 are from the orphanages, and here is how the kids are selling the mangoes while we were traveling in the interior of Sri Lanka. Yes, next. This is a wonderful picture. Both of them can be prize winners. This lady, Oneshwari, has something in her hands. Do you know what it is? I visited her. We started talking to her. What do you do? She says she's a trained mine removing person, mine remover. And I asked, can you show me some mines? She runs up to the courtyard, picks up that plastic bag which has 3-4 live mines, and she picks up one that's in her hand and shows me, come on, this is. I get scared. Oh, is it live? Do you want me to believe? Yes, it is live. And she handles it like that. That courageous lady has lost her husband, has 3 daughters to support, and she got all the way.